Hi everyone. Today's session related to create mapping in IICS. So I'm going to provide a details how we can create a mapping using IICS ETL tool. Okay. So here you can see the IICS environment. Okay. Once you logged into your temporary account, then you can go to data integration, and then in the home window if you get screen like this, and then in the home icon in the upper side you will be having a plus sign, and there you can see the new option there. So if you click on that, you will get a pop-up window like this, and then here you will be having options: task, mapping, maplets, task flows, component. So you need to choose mappings, and you need to select the mapping option. Okay. If you just click on create, it will open a designer window. Okay. And then by default it will select source and then target transformations. So here you need to configure source and then target details. Okay. So as it is a initial mapping, so I have not created any connections, so I'm going to use a default connections created by Informatica itself. Okay. So once you click on source transformation, you will see a configuration details here below. Click on source. Here you can see connection, source type. So in the connection, you just click on new connection. If you want to use your own data, then you need to select actual data, and then you need to create a connections. But I will provide all those details in the next upcoming sessions. But as of now, I'm going to use a default connection created by Informatica, right? So I will choose a sample data. And for this particular session, I'm going to use a CSV as a source. The CSV file which already there in the Informatica environment, I'm going to use that because it's just an basic mapping I'm going to create to provide you the details. So I'm going to use the existing connection itself. Once you use that particular connection, existing connection itself, then you need to select a file that's also existing files itself. So by default Informatica creates few files for you, so you can use the existing file to configure source details. So now the connection setting as well as the file for the particular source you have selected. Now you need to configure for target. Okay. So target, I'm not going to change anything here. If you want, you can modify this value based on your target application or target. Here also it's the same thing. So for target also I'm going to use a existing connection itself. Okay. And then the file where you are going to store a data, so that any file you can use it. So the whatever file you are going to use it, the data from source to target, it was loading into that particular target file. Okay. So it's not a proper file which I'm going to use it. It's just an the temporary file I'm going to use just to show you how we need to create a mapping. Okay. So after target one, you need to map fields. So here once you click on target transformation, and then you will get a field mapping value. So there you will see these are the source values, source fields, and these are the target fields. So here just I will map minimum one column mapping should be there to run the mapping. Okay. So now I have added only customer, I have mapped only customer ID field to ID column in the target. Okay, now you can see the mapping is showing as valid. Once the mapping is valid, then only you can run it, you can execute it. Okay, if you already worked on Power Center, for you it's very easy to understand these functionalities or configurations. There is a bit difference, but you will get to know that once you start working on this particular environment. But for new people who don't know anything about ETL and then wants to get a knowledge on that, then for them it's a bit difficult, but for them also, if they start working on it, it's easy for them to work on this particular tool. Okay, so as I mentioned, once it is valid, then only we can run it. If we compare to Power Center, you can't run a mapping, you can't execute mapping. To execute a mapping, you need to create a task, and then task you can run it, right? But in the IICS, in the same window, you can create a mapping and then you can test it out also. So now I'm going to execute this. So run mapping. Okay, so once you click on run, you will see a message, and there is an option called my jobs. So in the my jobs section, you can check on your job execution. So here you can see mapping 2 we have created, right? So that particular job got executed, and then rows got processed. If the mapping is valid and then source and target configuration is proper, then you will see a success message and then rows processed also. Okay, so that's it for this particular session. So create a mapping, so start working on this, and then let me know if you have any queries. Okay, so thank you.